Good morning and welcome to Mornings on Main Street for this Thursday, the 15th of June. I'm your host, Stefanie Miller. So I'm here at Downtown Commons in Clarksville, and there's a purpose. There is a few Juneteenth events happening this weekend. We'll talk about those at the end of Mornings on Main Street. But first off, we will be heading to Pulaski, Tennessee, where reporter Scott Stewart will be sharing with us Resurrection of Valor. They're asking for people there to join them or even around the area to join them to celebrate a new statue commemorating the Civil War service of the U.S. colored troops there in Pulaski. There is so much history there, and Scott shares some of that with us this morning. Then we have a business feature on Gibson Furniture in Gallatin. Let me tell you, this is a two-generational store, and Mr. Gibson now hopes his daughter will one day take it over, but we will take you there and talk about their long history of more than 50 years there in Gallatin. And then after that, for Devon's table, Devon O'Day and Sylvia Gainer talk about the benefits of adding cucumber to your diet. They go over the different types of cucumbers and then also teach us how to make zoodles. I could say that word many times. Zoodles, it's just fun. We have that and more coming up, but first, let's get a check of our headlines.
Veteran help and assistance when they need it is a big focus for Director of Cheatham County Veteran Services, Lloyd Sharp. Sharp recently pointed out to Cheatham County Exchange reporter David Cook that for many veterans, post-traumatic stress disorder tends to come from war-based trauma and can be carried for a lifetime. Read more on this and hear about a possible death benefit available for spouses by turning to MainStreetMediaTN.com. A pay raise could be coming to Spring Hill City employees. This pay increase is being considered by Spring Hill's Board of Mayor and Aldermen. The city has 108 employees that could be given raises immediately based on the minimum on the new scale. It's expected the discussion will be picked back up at the next Board of Mayor and Aldermen meeting on Monday at Spring Hill City Hall. Get more insight on the pay ranges by going to MainStreetMurray.com. And the Fairview High PTO Theater Committee has partnered with local resident Marilyn Fair, a talented director and experienced actress, to bring quality summer performance opportunities to their community. Talented children and young adults ages 4 to 12 will learn the theatrical art forms. In addition, 2 musical theater productions will be happening at the camp. Read more about what is taking place behind the scenes by heading over to MainStreetFairview.com.
Hey folks, happy Thursday to you. Ben Luna here in the Tennessee Valley Weather Center wishing you another great day as you check out this local forecast. Showers and storms still with us over parts of the mid-state as we head through today. So keep the umbrella close by. Scattered showers and storms, still lingering into the afternoon, but we should be clearing out as the evening rolls around. So I think we've got a period of dry weather later this evening, and that's going to carry us into tomorrow morning. But Friday, unfortunately, is not going to be a completely dry day. More storms will arrive here as we head through the midday hours tomorrow. More of a scattered shower possibility here for Saturday, and then more storms across the area, some of which could be trending a little bit on the rocky side again Sunday into Monday. We'll be watching this closely for you. Temperatures, by the way, feeling like summertime for sure, with highs in the upper 80s to even low 90s. Thank you for stopping by Tennessee Valley Weather. I'll leave you with a final look at the forecast. Hope you have a blessed day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. I know we're all looking forward to the weekend. Well, it's going to be an eventful weekend. Speaking of weekends, in Pulaski, Tennessee. Coming up this weekend, they're having the Resurrection celebration on June 16th, commemorating the Civil War service of the U.S. colored troops in Pulaski. Then on Saturday, there's going to be an unveiling of a beautiful new statue there in their community. Reporter Scott Stewart shares with us what this means and why it is so important, not only to those in Pulaski, but in Giles County.
All right, welcome in. Scott Stewart here, and I'm with Vice Mayor of Pulaski, Ricky Keith. He's one of our aldermen. There's going to be an unveiling of, you can see the covered monument behind us here. There's going to be an unveiling this weekend and of this monument. But so just to go ahead and get that out of the way, June 17th, what time?
11 a.m.
11 a.m. So we're going to do, that's going to happen this Saturday. But how do we get here? I think people need to understand.
This is one of the greatest stories that I've gotten to be a part of.
Right.
Several years ago, it's about 2 years ago, and summer of 2020, and we were just in the midst of COVID and everything that was going on.
There
And
was a lot of stuff going on.
there was a national push across our nation, and particularly in the South, because it's the kind of the headquarters from Civil War era, to remove some different monuments and take things down and so forth. And we have our Sam Davis Monument on the square here, and there was a group of folks that brought their concerns. They had a unity march, and they were concerned about the Confederate monument and the Confederate names on stadiums and so forth. And we opened City Hall up. We had a work session.
Yes, you did.
That was, if you remember this,
Yes, I do.
we had a 4-hour plus marathon meeting that we opened the doors, and the council room was full, the hallway was full, people were standing outside. And through those conversations, we realized that there is a lot of people in Giles County that are proud of their history, and at the same time understand the dark side of that history.
Exactly right.
And we looked at it, and we listened, and we realized that what we needed and what the community really wanted was to build up rather than tear down.
Yeah.
So what's going to be unveiled Saturday is the result of unity. And what this monument is going to be is the result of that committee working together and working with city council and working with government officials. And, we had a very generous benefactor in Miss Vivian Sims that wanted to contribute toward the monument itself. We're going to show the history of the United States colored troops. This monument is at the foot of Fort Hill. If you look up this hill towards the water tanks, Fort Lilly was sitting on top of these hills where these United States colored troops, all of them had been former slaves that were mustered here and became part of the 110th and 111th Regiments of the United States Colored Troops.
Yep.
And after the Civil War, put down roots here. And it clicked something in me that many of our veterans don't realize that it goes back that far, that these gentlemen were part of the United States Army, and they're veterans. And they settled and built families here and became a integral part of our community.
Talk about the monument without talk about Pamela Sue Keller, who created this beautiful piece. And so if you've seen her work around town, you'll know it's going to be amazing. And now what I've seen, I hadn't seen it put together, but it's going to be amazing. Okay, real quick, let's talk about what's going on, because we know Saturday at 11 a.m. we're going to unveil this, but there's a couple other things.
We're going to have a resurrection celebration on that Friday evening at 6:30 at the Old Bridgeport School. That'll just be an evening of speakers and song and just celebrating the process that got us to this point.
Awesome.
And then Saturday at 11 a.m. we'll unveil this monument. We're going to have a lot of out-of-town guests that day, and super excited about the folks that we know that are coming in, and probably many more that we don't know about at this point, but really looking forward to that. And the great thing about designating this whole park as Cave Spring Heritage Plaza is this is the centerpiece and the first piece of many pieces to come.
We expect to be a lot.
In our work we've come across doctors and teachers and educators and members of the African American community that have been overlooked for years that have made significant contributions.
Yeah.
And we're looking forward to adding to this park as we go. My hope out of this is that other communities will see and model. I hope that we're setting a stage for others to follow and realize that so much more benefit can come from building up, filling in the gaps, and telling the complete story than from taking down.
Ricky, thank you. You guys check the paper out. We're going to have more information on this. Where can they contact you if they want to, or who can they call?
City Hall has some information, 363-2516.
All right.
I'll give you my cell number. It's not a secret, 227-6169. If anyone has any questions, feel free to call.
Yeah, man, be down here on North 1st Street in Pulaski Saturday if you want to see something pretty doggone amazing.
One more quick thing. 1st Street here will be closed from about 10:30 till we're finished.
Yeah.
So it'll be detoured around. But if you're coming out, we don't have seating prepared. If you want to bring a lawn chair, there's room to put out lawn chairs. So come and enjoy the day.
That's awesome.
Vroom, vroom. Time for the Rackley Roofing 200, and it is going to be June 23rd out at the Nashville Super Speedway. And we partnered up, all of us here at Main Street Media TV, and we have joined with Rackley Roofing to send you. Yep, what you got to do to win? All you got to do is go to your favorite Main Street Media website, look for the Enter to Win banner, click there, and you're in. Like Flynn. Isn't that cool? Main Street Media TV and Rackley Roofing sending you to the races.
Tired of hanging lights every year? We get it. That's why Southern Nights is here to help. We install programmable lighting on your home or business so you can enjoy beautiful, customizable lighting all year round. No more ladders, tangled lights, or cold nights outside. We do the work, you do the celebrating. Call Southern Nights today and take the hassle out of holiday lighting forever. For a free quote, give us a call at 931-241-3074 or visit our Facebook page at Southern Nights.
Welcome back to Today's Better Health. I'm Colleen Barton, and I'm here with Dr. Gil Kentoff and Dr. Wendy Toohey, and we're talking about the latest treatments in back and neck pain.
Many people, Colleen, come to see us with neck and back pain, and they develop tingling and numbness down the arm or lower back pain that develops into sciatica shooting down their leg. And for these patients, we have an advanced treatment technology, non-surgical decompression therapy that we really introduced to this area. It separates the vertebrae and creates a suction to allow fluids and nutrients back in to heal the disc naturally, relieving pressure on the nerve and on the joint. It's an amazing treatment.
We've been helping patients like this for the last 30 years, helping them get back to work, get back to their family, get back to the life they want to live.
I mean, it really is amazing. Technology helping us to live pain-free and better lives.
Right.
And I bet you have a special offer.
The first 25 callers will receive an examination, x-rays, review of our findings, and their first treatment, all for $39.
Call 615-551-3897 today to receive this special offer.
Vote for us Best Burgers and Breakfast in the Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. We look forward to serving you. Thank you for your vote.
Please vote Pamela with First Lending Solutions, online best mortgage lender in Main Street Awards Best of Dixon County. Thank you for your vote.
Welcome back. We are here in Gallatin, and we are speaking now with Eddie Gibson. He is the owner of Gibson Furniture and Patio, a business that is celebrating 50 years in business here in this beautiful community. First off, Mr. Gibson, thanks for your time.
Well, thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you having me.
Tell me about the 50 years of being in business. Your father started this, and then you took it on after that.
Right, exactly. It's been quite the adventure. I've been here since I was really probably in middle school, working on and off in middle school. I worked here in high school and then got out of college and came to work for my dad back in '86.
Wow. And, you know, we talked recently just how, you know, your local businesses are really the backbone of each and every community. You've seen the 50 years of growth. How have things changed?
Oh, Gallatin, Sumner County has really changed a lot. We serve the Sumner County area, go into Wilson County some and other surrounding areas. And with all the growth we've had in the past 6 or 8 years, it's really been something else to see in the area.
And, you know, Mr. Gibson was sharing with me, of course, when this first started, you know, 50 years ago, his dad started with the furniture and appliances. Appliances were really huge back then. When did you guys make the switch to drop the appliances?
Well, we did that about 5 years ago. We'd gotten into patio business pretty strongly and needed some floor space for patios. So we switched over to patio, and we like that business more. It seems like overall it's just easier to manage than the appliance business would be.
You know, it just seems the world is always changing, and what people want and what they need and where they get it changes as well. Is there anything that surprised you over the past several years that you've worked in this business?
Yeah, probably so. The supply chain during the COVID really surprised me a lot on having a shortage of furniture. Okay. I never would have dreamed I'd had a shortage of furniture, you know, out there, because in the past it's always been so easy to get from the manufacturers. But that changed. That's changed a lot. And then, of course, the different people coming in from other areas, the culture change, you know, in the area has changed quite a bit. So we get to meet a lot of people from a lot of different areas now. It used to be everyone was just from Gallatin or Hendersonville. Now it seems like everyone's moving in from everywhere, all states and everything, and it's fun to get to know them and talk to them about where they're from and just get to know people in a different way than we used to.
You know, and with the business that you do, you really help to make anyone's house more of a home.
Right.
With the furniture that you have. And looking back, so I know I worked in real estate for a short period. So there would be different times we'd do like a throwback and like a throwback Thursday to look back in time of like what homes or what furniture looked like, you know, in the 70s, in the early 80s. As you've been here, what do you think you guys mean to the community? And what does this community here in Gallatin, Sumner County mean to you guys?
Right. Well, it means a lot to us to be in Sumner County. Love working downtown because it's so walkable now down here.
Yes.
And, you know, 10 or 15 years ago, wasn't quite the same place it is now. All the buildings pretty much are all filled with businesses. Mm-hmm. Back 10 or 15 years, a little different area, not as many people around, a lot of empty buildings around.
Right.
So we've seen some changes there, but we just enjoy being here. And
nice. So, Mr. Gibson, it's his father that started this, and I've had the pleasure of meeting your daughter and your wife, who also work here in the store.
Yes.
What is that dynamic like? Not only do you get to spend time with them at home, but you also get to work with them on a daily.
Yeah, it's very fulfilling, of course, to work with family. Mm-hmm. It's a different atmosphere here than it would be at home, right. You know, so we all have different hats that we wear. Mm-hmm. But it's fun to see my spouse and my daughter working here now. I worked so long here, you know, by myself, and it was all on me, myself, and I. And then now I have some other people to lean on getting things done. I've been lucky to have some good employees over the years. Scott Nemo that works here, Ruth Elmore, they've been here a long time. Mm-hmm. Stacy Roberts has been here a long time. She's my so I have a delivery guy, actually, that's been here about 30 years.
Shut the front
He
door.
does a lot in my warehouse.
Really?
A lot in my warehouse. So he's really been a lifesaver for me over the years, too. So it's important to have family and good employees, too.
That's incredible. Is there something that you can share? Because, again, you've been here for 50 years, and people here know you. Is there something they may not know about the Gibson furniture business?
Well, I mean, probably so. We strive to give to local charities. Mm-hmm. I know it may not seem like it sometimes because there are so many things to give to. We can't give to everything, but we do strive to give to local charities. That's one thing that we do that's sort of a silent thing. We don't brag about it or go out and tell people about it all the time or whatever, but we try to help people out when we can. We have people that come in. We have our own financing that we do, and we have people that come in that we may be able to help them get started with furnishings for their new home, mm-hmm. give them credit, establish their credit, et cetera, et cetera. So there are things that we do that people probably don't realize. Customer service is a big deal for us to do customer service, and that's a tough thing that we have to do because you really have to keep on top of it to handle customer service. But that helps us overall with customer satisfaction and helps our ratings and reviews too.
Very nice.
That does.
Thank you for sharing all of
Sure.
that. Is there anything that I haven't asked you that you would like to share about either being a second generation and possibly even a third generation business?
Right. No, not really. I think you've pretty well covered everything.
I do try. Last question for you. Meeting your daughter, she hopes to maybe continue the furniture business on.
Right.
How does that make you feel? What do you think your dad would say?
He wouldn't believe it.
Really?
Yeah, he'd probably be surprised. He's been passed away about 25 years now, mm-hmm. and he probably would be surprised at the way the business has operated over the past, 25 years. We've been very successful. Thanks to him, he set it all in place and got it all going.
Such beautiful stories in family-owned businesses and how they continue on through the generations. So thank you, Mr. Gibson, for sharing all of that with us.
Thank you.
Once again, here in Gallatin, you have Gibson Furniture and Patio. There are 2 stores. Come check out, get to know their story, and it's a beautiful one. And if you have a story in your community, we would love to share it. But this is, again, Eddie Gibson. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, Stephanie. I appreciate you coming by.
Oh, thank you, sir. Well, stick with us. We have more coming up here on Mornings on Main Street right after this.
There's a lot to consider when it comes to choosing a Medicare plan. That's where Health Markets Insurance Agency can help. Independent licensed insurance agents who work with Health Markets can answer your questions about the different parts of Medicare, when you can enroll, benefits, costs, and more. Speak to a local licensed insurance agent today to get started on your Medicare journey.
Music City will be rocking June 23rd through the 25th with a different sound, the sound of NASCAR. The Ally 400 is back at Nashville Superspeedway, and this year, it's a night race. NASCAR in Nashville. It's guitars and fast cars under the lights. Visit NashvilleSuperspeedway.com to get your tickets today for the triple header weekend.
Main Street Awards Best of Dixon County is happening now. Please vote for Redbird Realty. We appreciate your support.
Vote for us Best Insurance in the Main Street Awards Best of Dixon voting. Micah Blount State Farm Insurance. Thank you for your vote.
Well, let's talk about the different kinds of cucumbers.
So there are little tiny wonderful pickling cucumbers. And
are those not the cutest little things?
He's so sweet.
Cute.
I love those. So Kirby cucumbers sometimes they're called. Yeah. And they typically have a little bit bumpier skin to the cucumber. So these are little baby tiny Kirby cucumbers that we're growing.
Oh, I like that.
And then
what about these? Now, these my sister really loves these.
English, or sometimes they're called Persian cucumbers. Important thing, a regular cucumber like this one, he doesn't need extra protection. He has a thicker skin.
Oh.
But this type of cucumber, or those little tiny baby cucumbers that you see that are not a pickling cucumber, they're just little skinny versions of this.
Yeah.
They have to stay wrapped because the skin is not a very thick skin or fully developed. So that's why you want to keep those in a plastic bag, or they come wrapped in the store like this.
Yeah.
Don't unwrap them until you're going to use them.
Oh, okay.
And whatever you don't use, say you only use half the cucumber, you want to put it back in plastic.
Okay.
Because it will go bad super fast if you don't.
And these are really good, and I think these are great sandwich cucumbers.
They are.
You can cut them long ways, and they're really good because they don't have a hard rind on them.
They're very soft and forgiving.
We like that.
Yes, we do.
Put your little cream cheese on there, have your little cucumber. It's a nice little, one of those fancy sandwiches.
Yes, and so this, the cucumber that we have right here, right from the field, literally picked just a little while ago from Green Door Gourmet. It's called a diva.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
And then ones you see in the regular supermarket are going to be usually Market More or something like that. They get a little bit longer. We try to grow the cucumbers that stay about this 6, 7, 8 inches tops. These start to get a little bit long for most purposes for us, but there's one great thing you can do with these cucumbers. So I thought I'd show you a couple little fun technique sort of things here. So I'm just going to reach in my trusty drawer right here and get out my peeler. And then you've heard of zoodles, right?
Yeah.
So cucumbers and the church lady cookbooks, if you will, as you called it a little while ago, I think.
My favorite ones, yes.
They were the original zoodle makers with cucumbers. So now what you can do is you can just make a little slurry. This is mayo, apple cider vinegar. If you like it sweet, you can put a little bit of sugar to taste into it, and salt.
Okay, so a cucumber salad with a mayo base.
Yes. And then I chopped up a little Vidalia because
that's sweet onions.
Vidalia goes great with cucumbers. And then all you do is you take your peeler and in. And you go all the way down to where you see seeds and stop.
Okay.
Turn it. Go again. This is very simple, very easy. You do not have to have anything other than a regular little hand peeler to do this. You go all the way in and you just make your zoodles right down into the bowl. And just
now, why not the seeds?
Well, the seeds have way too much water in them.
Oh, okay.
And you don't want it to be too runny.
Okay,
it won't adhere to that. Plus, let's just be honest, the seeds get in between your teeth. They're a little aggravating.
And is that where the bitterness goes?
That's where the bitterness is, the peel and then the seed. So we're going to keep it sweet because, us Southerners, we like things sweet. And then if you want to go back and get any little ridges you can, and then you just take it.
How pretty that is.
And then you just kind of put it together. like that. Literally let it sit for 5 minutes and it's ready to go. This is not something
mayo, vinegar, and if you like it more savory, salt and pepper.
You can do pepper. I always put a little bit of salt in there because cucumbers and salt are best friends. But don't over salt it.
Okay.
Because when you're doing recipes like this, you want to have a really good salt shaker or even a salt grinder. Like I love this salt grinder.
Oh, I like that with the pink Himalayan salt.
And then when you have it on the table, you salt to taste.
Okay.
A little bit in the recipe so it matches for anyone. And if you want more salt, add more salt.
Okay.
Versus over salting and then you're like, oh, what did I just do?
Yeah, I'm more of a savory girl. I probably wouldn't put sugar in there, but for those people who like a sweeter salad, summer salad, it works great. So
just a little bit and serve it immediately. 5 minutes it's made. It doesn't have to sit there all day and marinate. It's good to go 5 minutes in.
And it still has a crunch if you do that.
Absolutely.
You can't see the sights without the sounds. From the crack of the bat to the roar of the crowd and everything in between, discover what Hit City has to offer. Spend your nights cheering on the Nashville Sounds at First Horizon Park with giveaways, fireworks shows, theme weekends, and more. Single game tickets are on sale now. Visit NashvilleSounds.com to claim your seat today.
They said I wouldn't make it without a college degree.
They said only a man could be a roofing executive.
They said a former addict always relapses.
They said my amputation would keep me out of roofing.
They said never give an ex-convict a second chance.
They said I could never be a leader.
They said I couldn't support my family as a single mom.
At Rackley, we say they're wrong.
Want to change the world? Change it, one roof at a time.
Vote for Area 51 Tech Solutions for Best Computer and Electronic Repair in Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. Thank you for your vote.
Main Street Awards Best of Dixon. Vote for us in Best Burger, Best Dessert, Best Overall Restaurant, Best To Go, Best Dining Deal.
Welcome back. Here's a look back at the Sun Drop Fest that happened in Pulaski this past weekend. It was a heck of a turnout there in Pulaski. A lot of people coming in to enjoy some sun drop. They had a number of events. It looked like a great time, and hopefully we can all, or more of us, can make it out there next year for the Sun Drop Fest that is so special to Pulaski. All right, let's talk about some of the Juneteenth events happening. There are so many, so check in your community and see what you have. But here in Clarksville, here at Downtown Commons, you have Clarksville Juneteenth Block Party. That is at Downtown Commons on Saturday from 12 to 6. Another Juneteenth activity will be taking place at the Emerald and then Custom House Museum and Cultural Center. That will also be happening over the weekend. Another one, there's one in Murfreesboro. It's to celebrate Juneteenth on the 17th. This is at Independence Day at Bradley Academy Museum and Cultural Center, happening from 10 to 4. Two other ones, Music City Freedom Fest, the 18th, 19th, 12 to 8 at Hadley Park, and then Juneteenth at Discovery Center on the 18th at the Train Depot from 4 to 7. So do check in your area because there is so much happening this weekend. Thanks so much for joining us here on this Thursday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow, Friday morning.